Here's a full, long story without extra spacing as requested. The world's most dangerous criminal, known only as the Shadow, had been captured after a decade of global chaos. Responsible for countless heists, political assassinations, and mass scale cybercrimes. His capture was celebrated as the greatest victory for law enforcement in decades. He was locked away in Ironclad Penitentiary, the most secure prison ever built, located on a remote island surrounded by treacherous waters. The prison's walls were reinforced with state of the art technology, biometric locks, 24/7 surveillance, and guards stationed at every checkpoint. The world believed that this time, the Shadow had no escape. For months, he remained quiet, refusing interviews and even declining court appearances. Officials assumed he was broken, finally defeated, but they underestimated him. Behind the silence, the Shadow was carefully observing the prison, studying its weaknesses. He noted guard rotations, overheard conversations between staff, and even manipulated inmates into unknowingly gathering information for him. The authorities thought they had captured him, but in truth, he was just beginning his most audacious plan yet. On the night of January 25th, during a routine power maintenance, the first signs of trouble began. The prison briefly switched to backup generators, causing the security system to reboot. In that short window, two guards mysteriously disappeared from their posts. When their absence was discovered, alarms blared, and the warden ordered a full lockdown. However, the Shadow had already anticipated this response. In the chaos, prisoners in Block C started a riot. They set fire to their mattresses, smashed cameras, and overpowered guards. The riot was not spontaneous. It had been orchestrated by the Shadow weeks earlier, using coded messages passed through food trays and laundry deliveries. As the guards scrambled to control the situation, the Shadow made his move. He had managed to smuggle in a small, custom-made device capable of short-circuiting the cell's electronic locks. The materials had been gathered over months: pieces of wire from a broken fan, batteries from radios, and scraps of metal sharpened into tools. When the power flickered during the riot, he activated the device and stepped out of his cell, blending into the chaos. Two guards caught sight of him in the hallway. "Stop right there," one yelled, raising his weapon. The Shadow didn't hesitate. In one swift motion, he disarmed the first guard, using the weapon to incapacitate the second. He moved with the precision of a predator, showing no hesitation or remorse. As he walked away, he left behind the guard's radio, set to a frequency that jammed the prison's communications. The warden, now fully aware that the Shadow was out of his cell, initiated Code Black, the prison's highest level of security. Automated turrets activated in the hallways, doors sealed shut, and all staff were ordered to regroup in the central control room. But this, too, had been accounted for. The Shadow had bribed a technician months earlier to program a hidden bypass into the prison's mainframe. Using a stolen access card, he entered the restricted areas, disabling cameras and unlocking doors as he went. By the time the warden realized the extent of the breach, it was too late. The Shadow had reached the prison's armory, where he equipped himself with weapons and tactical gear. Surveillance footage showed him walking through the corridors with unsettling calm, as if he owned the place. In his escape route, he encountered a team of 6 guards. Despite being outnumbered, he neutralized them all in under a minute, leaving no survivors. The prison's final line of defense was its harbor, where a fleet of patrol boats circled the island. But as the Shadow reached the docks, a cargo ship arrived, its crew armed and ready. They were mercenaries, loyal to the Shadow and waiting for his signal. The ship's mounted weapons fired at the patrol boats, creating chaos as the Shadow boarded the vessel and disappeared into the night. The aftermath was devastating. 12 guards were confirmed dead, 20 others injured, and the prison's reputation was shattered. The warden was forced to resign, and an international manhunt was launched. Governments around the world increased border security, but the Shadow remained a ghost. Weeks later, a chilling video surfaced on the dark web. In it, the Shadow stood in front of a map of the world, his face obscured by a mask. "I warned you," he said in a calm, menacing voice. "You cannot cage the wind. I am not just a man. I am an idea, and ideas are bulletproof." The video ended with the image of a burning ironclad penitentiary, digitally edited to show the prison engulfed in flames. Experts analyzed the video for clues, but found nothing. Some speculated he was taunting law enforcement, while others feared it was a warning of something bigger to come.